Om Shanti. There is a question first. Let's take that. So, somebody has written that when I sit in meditation, I am not able to sit very long. My concentration breaks. So, what do I do? So, let me ask you a very simple question. So, are you able to do anything with concentration these days? So, if I just ask you to read, do you read with concentration? Or does your mind wander? So, okay, the answer came no, that you're not able to do anything with concentration. So, you see that I must understand that it's not meditation which is difficult for me. It is the fact that I don't have very many sanskars which support meditation. So you see that in the morning also, when you get up and sit, do you have the sanskar of sitting still? Can you sit still for 45 minutes? Most people don't have that. So how can you sit still in meditation? So the thing is, it's not meditation which is difficult. Basically, we don't have proper sanskars at all. Yes, so if I don't have the sanskar of getting up early in the morning, if I don't have the sanskar of sitting still, if I don't have the sanskar of, keeping my gaze constant, if I don't have the sanskar of, just concentration as such, then it's not about meditation. You must understand that when we are meditating, we are creating many other sanskars also which we have lost. And when I sit in the awareness that I am a soul and I remember Baba, then just like in anything else, your concentration breaks and then you bring it, back. Similarly, you have to make this effort here also. So, have you seen those taps at the airport? So, you just push the button and the water flows, and then after some 30 seconds the water stops on its own. And then you have to again press it so that you get the water. So, meditation is very much like that. You stay in awareness, then in 30 seconds you become aware that you've lost your awareness, and then you again press the button. What is the button? I am a soul. I am sitting before Baba. Baba is the ocean of love. I am experiencing the ocean of love. I am in communion with the ocean of love. I am feeling Baba's love at this moment. And this is how you again come to awareness. So every time you catch yourself, every time you see that the water has run out, again press the button, again allow it to flow. And this is how we will build, we will start meditating. Now, of course, meditation is something that we do, it's a different kind of a practice, like you are considering yourself a soul, remembering Baba, remembering your home. This is different, but then it is done through man and buddhi. And if I ask myself, what is the quality of my man and buddhi right now? Not very good, right? So my buddhi is all over the place, it is scattered, there is no concentration, my mind is always, not having less thoughts, lot of thoughts, different qualities of thoughts. So you need to understand that we are getting to a place where I have to focus my whole man and buddhi on Baba. But basically, my man and buddhi are not in a good place right now. So I have to make effort, I have to persevere, and with that perseverance, I will get to that place where I will have perfect concentration. But then it is work, it needs to be done. And there is a very interesting story, and the story is like this, that a person once goes to um, a shop which sells specs, glasses for the eyes. And then this person tries some glasses, and then they usually give you something to read. So when he is given something to read, he says, I can't read it. So then the person who is showing the glasses or helping him try, he shows him glasses of different other intensities, and then he says, I still can't read, I still can't read. And ultimately the person asks, do you know how to read? Then he says, no. So then how will you be able to read then? Then he says, no, somebody told me that if you wear a glass, you will be able to read. So, so that's the story with us. And it's not about just the glass. So, meditation will help you experience God. But just let me ask myself, do I have the ability to experience anything these days? Do you have the ability to focus your attention and experience something these days? So, these days people go on holidays, they spend lakhs of rupees, they go to beautiful places, and then they stay there and keep looking at their mobile and they don't absorb anything. You go to a very beautiful garden full of flowers. How long are you able to focus on the flowers and experience it? Are you able to do that? So for 10 seconds you look at the flowers, you say beautiful garden, you compliment it, and then you're back to your cell phone. So this ability to focus on something and experience its beauty or even when these days, you don't feel the food you eat, you don't feel the water you drink, you don't feel the rain, you don't feel anything. So this ability to be present with your man and buddhi and experience something has become very, very rare. We have lost that ability to be present in a moment and experience the surrounding or the temperature or whatever is around us. So even physically experiencing something has become very difficult, because mostly I, the soul, am people say absent-minded. But we are not only absent-minded, our buddhi is also all over the place. And we don't have this quality of man and buddhi which can give you an experience. So these days, our man and buddhi are only able to experience hurt, sensual pleasure, and everything that Ravan allows. So, you are able to experience the hurt which happened 10 years ago, but you're not able to experience the beauty or something that's happy and joyful which is happening around you right now. So basically the soul has become so tamopradhan that the man and buddhi have become instruments to experience sorrow, not joy, not happiness. So either sorrow or sensual pleasure, which is again the foundation of sorrow. So this is why these days when advertisements are created and content for the television or the internet is created, then they check how much of, emotional fluctuation they are able to generate in you, or how they are able to affect the chemical hormonal balance of your body. And only those things you can feel, something that is very extremely lustful, violent, very full of sensual content. That is what the soul is capable of focusing on these days. Beauty is beauty is not like that. You see, happiness is like a breeze. It's not like a sledgehammer. You cannot feel it like a sledgehammer. It doesn't strike you very intently. So virtues, beauty, they are very subtle. They are like fragrance. And in order to feel the fragrance, you have to be very subtle in your inner stage. And then when we are talking about experiencing Baba's love, Baba's peace, that is again more subtle than even these. So Baba says, our man and buddhi are not in that quality, in that purity. That's why, first work on purity also. So we have to keep making the effort to remember Baba, but then remembrance will slip away, and keep making that effort. And the second thing is work on your purity, work on your subtlety. So don't engage too much into sensual engagement, watching, hearing, talking. This has to be minimized to the bare, necessity. And when I'm always in my introverted, subtle stage, then I will be able to connect with Baba and experience Baba. So this is something that somebody asked. So okay. Now, this brings me to today's blessing also. So today Baba is talking about mercy in the blessing. And sometimes translation is a very difficult thing, because I think that this mercy, this word mercy, has assumed different connotations today. So in Hindi, mercy will be called daya. But Baba is not talking about daya. Baba is talking about rahim, which is more like compassion these days. So, when people talk about compassion, they are actually talking about what Baba is saying in the blessing today. And Baba says, pull out your compassion. So, let me ask myself, am I a compassionate person? Because you see that these days we are not compassionate enough. So, are you able to see the limitations or the problems, or the reservations, or how the souls around you are suffering? So let's say you are a householder and you are expecting something from your children, and then they are not able to deliver. So are you able to see what is their limitation? Are you compassionate enough to see that? Or are you so driven by your desire for good marks that you sometimes give them sorrow also, because sometimes you're inspiring them because they are being lazy or they are being irresponsible. But sometimes when you are not compassionate, then you can see that you're just pushing hard, and in that pushing hard you're giving sorrow. So compassion makes you see beyond I. Okay, but the example I gave you is about mine. So at least you can see beyond I and look at mine when there is this kind of a compassion. So sometimes these days in the family also, where there is mine, people have come so much into I that you cannot see mine also. But today Baba is talking about not I, not mine. Baba is talking about the compassion which is larger and broader than I and mine. And Baba says, if you pull out your compassion, then you will be able to see how the world is suffering. And you will be able to see beyond I and mine. So, can you see beyond I and mine? Because we are very myopic, and basically body consciousness has made us very self-centered. We are only able to see the needs and the limitations of myself and the people who I call mine. And these days, I have seen that even if somebody tries telling you that I have these problems or I have these issues, then instead of understanding that, you start saying, I have bigger problems than you and I have bigger issues than you, so don't expect anything from me. So Baba says that we are so fixated with this my issues, my problems, and the problems of my family that we are not able to see that so many souls in the world need so much of solace and they are calling out. And Baba says, everybody is going to the temples or they're calling out to their deities or to the ones they pray. But Baba says, who are those souls who they are praying to? You are those souls. And Baba says, realize who you are. You are not a beggar, you are a giver. And look beyond I and mine. My needs, my family needs, my this, my that. No, Baba says, look beyond that and see that the world needs this spiritual seva. And when you pull out that compassion inside you, then you will start, preparing yourself in such a manner that you can serve others. So you will try to use your virtues and powers and just finish your karmic accounts here and rise above this I and mine and invest your body, mind and wealth in world service. And Baba says, just look beyond this I and mine. These days, when I ask children that, do you think about bringing benefit to the world? Then they say, instantly they say, pehle to apna hi ho jaye, wahi bahut hai. So, I'm just focusing on myself right now. But do you understand that Baba has given us this very beautiful law that Paramarth mein vyavhar samaya hua hai, which means if you serve the world, you are a part of the world and you will be serving yourself, of course, in that. So Baba says, just look at this law that when you start having a bigger heart and you start understanding that my life is for world seva and Shiv Baba himself is inspiring me to do that, and you take that up, then all that I and mine that you worry about will be taken care of in that whole seva. And this is my personal experience, I never thought about I and mine once I came to the yajna. Of course, I had sanskars which pulled me to think about that. But I had promised Baba when I came to Baba that, Baba, this life is yours and I'm sure you will take care of me and whatever I thought is my responsibility until now. So I give up my limited responsibility, and I don't worry about myself from today. I will just do whatever you say. And there is a very good promise that Baba has taken from us. You take care of me, I will take care of you. So Baba says, you remember me, you follow my Shrimad, I will take care of you. And I entered into this contract with Baba when I came. And to this day, I have seen that anything that I need or those who I thought are my responsibility need, Baba takes care of it. And I have never taken care of that directly. But I have taken care to see that I follow Baba's Shrimad and I am present for world service with full body, mind and wealth. And Baba says that Baba has fulfilled his side of the promise and I have fulfilled my side of the promise. So Baba says, just pull out that compassion inside you. And compassion stems from this awareness that this whole world is my family. So this is a world family, and every soul needs my, I need to contribute my life, I need to sacrifice my life because this world needs it. And when I understand that and do that, then Baba says, this sense of mercy, compassion, which will help you get over this limitation of I and mine. So Baba today says, when souls are crying out in the upheaval of nature and asking for mercy, listen to their call and let your merciful form emerge. In order to transform the world of sorrow and suffering, make yourself complete. And the first contribution that I have to make for world seva is to make myself complete, because Baba can only work through me if I am a pure instrument. So Baba says the effort you make for your own spiritual stage is also a part of that compassionate attitude for world seva. Intensify your good wishes for transformation. Baba says you must have a very intense good wishes for transformation. Not just, yes, I also want the world to transform. No. Intense good wishes means those good wishes which translate into action and responsibility. So I must feel responsible for carrying out this act of world transformation. When you become complete, this world of sorrow will end. Therefore, let your feelings of mercy emerge for yourself and for all souls of the world. Where there is mercy, there will not be any fluctuation of yours and mine. Okay? So this is, and then in the Murli today, Baba is talking about sacrifice. And in Hindi it is called Balihar Jana. And Baba says that, so you remember there was this Murli some days back where Baba said that if you want to be a Praja in Satyug, you have to give something of your Kaliyugi, whatever you have. And if you want to be a Raja in Satyug, you have to give everything. Completely sacrifice yourself. And do you know that this word sacrifice is very beautiful, because sacrifice means to make sacred. Sacrifice means to make sacred, to make pure. So when I sacrifice everything to Baba, then everything that was mine becomes pure. This is the method to purify. And do you know, when I don't surrender everything to Baba, then what do I do with it? I use it on Ravan Mat. I use it on the influence of vices, and I create sin out of it. Yes, so if you think that this is my body, then you will think that I have to behave according to the dictates of the society, or I have to give in to the demands of my family members, or I have to give in to the urges, physical urges of this body. But once you know that this body is not mine, this is Baba's, then all those urges which make you engage in sinful actions will be defeated by this sense that this is not mine. I cannot give it according to my understanding or my urge. This belongs to Baba, so I cannot do anything with this body which is against Srimad. And Baba says, only when you surrender everything to Baba can you purify it. And Baba says, when you purify it, then you become eligible to go to that pure world called heaven. So Baba says, you have to not donate, but completely sacrifice. And Baba says, only poor children sacrifice completely, because they don't have much, so not much attachment they have in it. And wealthy ones, they don't sacrifice everything. Yes, because if you look percentage wise, they do a very small percentage of body, mind and wealth they will give up. But the poor ones, they give everything. I have seen one Mata, she just had a hut, and that hut was her everything, and she gave away that hut for seva, and that was her everything. So do you understand that it might look like she gave away only a hut, but she gave 100% to seva. And Baba says, those who sacrifice everything will become the rulers in Satyug. And Baba today says, because when you sacrifice, I purify. When you have this sense of ownership over something, you only create sin out of it. Just think about what you're doing with your body, mind and wealth. You're only creating pap out of it, because everything is being used under the dictate of lust, anger, ego, attachment and greed. Yes, you see, there is a young Kumar, and he told me that, so he was giving me his accounts, and then I saw 20,000 missing. And then I asked him, where is this 20,000? So he told me that I gave it to one girl who was in need. So I said, okay, and who is that girl? So then slowly, gradually, we figured out that it is lust that is doing its job. So there is attraction, there is this, and the person is not even able to figure out, because you feel that you do charity in the name, there is lust behind and the name is charity. There is attachment and the name is charity. There is fear and the name is charity. So there is no charity. Charity is only when you do it on Srimad. Charitable action, punya karam, is only when you do it on Srimat. Whatever you do otherwise in the world, even when you're doing it, you think that you're doing it as charity, you're being driven by ego or lust or attachment or fear or something or the other. So Baba says that is not punya karma. But when you do it out of understanding that Baba has come and Baba is creating a new world for us, and I need to support the yajna with my body, mind and wealth, and when you do it with this understanding, that creates punya karma, and that is how sacrifice makes sacred. And otherwise everything else we do is just creating pap karma. So this is something that Baba says. And then Baba today talks about our relationship with the yajna. So you see that Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba and the Bacha. So there are three things. So Shiv Baba did not give Gyan or sustenance directly. Yes? Do you think that Shiv Baba couldn't have given it directly? He could have, but there is a reason why he didn't give it directly. So, do you understand why Baba created an instrument? Because there is, so Baba says that I gave everything through Brahma Baba so that the yajna can be created, and then you can also sacrifice in the yajna. Because Gyan is about sacrifice, Gyan is about surrender, Gyan is about using your body, mind and wealth which you are using for pap karma so that you can use it for punya karma and create a fortune. Yes, if you just read the Murli and do nothing, then what? If you don't have any objective to, there is no task of world transformation, then you will read the Murli, but how will you do the task if there is no yajna, no organization? What is the yajna? This whole institution called Brahma Kumaris is the yajna. And just like, in the world, material yajnas are organized so that people can, swaha in that. Swaha means they can sacrifice in that. Similarly, Baba has created this yajna for us to sacrifice in that. But there are some children who say that I have direct relationship with Shiv Baba and nothing to do with the yajna. And mostly, these days it is YouTube and people have no connection whatsoever with any center. So it's online or offline is not a problem. But you need to be part of the yajna. There has to be an instrument, there has to be a mentor, there has to be a teacher. And today Baba very specifically says, Baba says that the unlimited Father comes into the impure world in an impure body and makes so much effort on you children. Therefore, you children should definitely sacrifice yourselves. Shiv Baba is incorporeal. He is the bestower. They say, Shiv Baba, I am sending this much money for the building that is being built. However, I am incorporeal, so I would definitely have it built through Brahma. I give directions for it to be built for you. I have only come for a short while and then I will return to the land beyond sound. Now, what does Baba mean by this? Baba says that I give you sustenance and teachings through the yajna. And then you also surrender everything through the yajna. And these yajna nivasis are doing everything on Baba's directions. So whatever world service has to happen, I will direct them to do it. and you also have to make your contribution in it. And Baba says, it is you people who will together create heaven. You people will rule over it together in heaven. Yes? Will Shiv Baba come in heaven? No. Shiv Baba has come for a short time. He will teach and then he will leave. But we have to create it together and come together. We cannot say that I have no relationship with the yajna or I have no responsibility towards the yajna. And you know, some people think that I'm not taking sustenance from a center, I'm taking it on YouTube. But who is teaching on YouTube? There are instruments, Baba's instruments, who are doing Baba's work. And if I'm taking palna from those instruments, then I must also support the yajna, because I'm taking palna from yajna. YouTube is just an interface. So Baba says, you must understand that this yajna is created so that you can take palna, and this yajna is created so that you can sacrifice and make sacred. And if you don't do both these things, then you cannot take anything from Shiv Baba, because Shiv Baba is not giving directly. Shiv Baba has created this method where he is giving it through the yajna, where he is giving it through the centers, the instruments, through Madhuban. And Baba says you have to also sacrifice your body, mind and wealth for the growth of the yajna, so that this sacrifice leads you to purify your body, mind and wealth. So this is something that Baba says that we have to bear in mind. And then Baba says that now it is up to you to decide whether you want to be a king or you want to be a praja. So this is it. And I will tell you from experience that, you know, Baba's work never stops. And I have seen it happen that even if nobody does anything, still Baba's work will go on. But Baba is every day underlining that do something, children. Not because Baba's work will stop, but because Baba's work will happen. But I will not create my fortune. So heaven will be created, and that is out of question. So, you know, there is no question about whether heaven will be created. Heaven is already created. Baba has come means it has to happen. But the question is, will I be there, and where will I be there? So this understanding is for me, not for Baba. Baba's work will always go on. And I have never seen any task of Baba which has started and stopped. No. Any center, Baba's center opens, it runs. It is, you know, it has that blessing. Baba's work never suffers from scarcity. But the thing is, whether I am creating my fortune or not. Because if I am doing the needful, then I am creating my own fortune. So this has to be understood. This is the time to sacrifice, this is the time to purify. And there will come a time when, you know, all this will turn to dust. Everything that we are clinging on to will turn to dust. And at that time, there will be a lot of remorse about why didn't I sacrifice and purify. So just think about it, okay? Om Shanti.